Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Mr. Hayes of Hayes' World of Math. We're doing the formalization of significance tests of means. Link to what we did. The first part is over below if you want to kind of get a better context of what's going on. And again, all the notes are down below along with a whole bunch of other things. Throw me a like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Share me with your grandma, whatever you need. All right, so anyway, 4 steps. First step, not a surprise, state. You're going to state your parameter. You're going to state your hypothesis. You're going to state your statistic and your alpha significance level. So again, very much like what we did with proportions. Now, you also have to go through for your plan. You're going to go through and name the procedure. You're going to check your conditions. Your 3 conditions here are random. Do you have a 10% condition? And is it normal in large counts? Okay, so is the sample normal or hitting large counts? You could also obviously do the pattern of anything, that there's no outliers or skews. Sorry, bit of a brain cramp there. For the do, just as usual, you do write down the general formula, the specific formula, show your work, draw a picture, test statistic, p-value. I forgot the picture. Picture's always helpful. And last but not least, your conclusion. Now, for your conclusion, make sure that you interpret what your results are. So you're interpreting what the p-value means. You make a decision about what that means in relationship to the null hypothesis. And then you're going to draw your conclusion about your null hypothesis in context. Okay. So again, nothing really big and surprising here. It's just, we have it all in one place, so you don't have to look for it otherwise. Now, in terms of confidence intervals and two-sided tests, if your null hypothesis value is inside a confidence interval, that means that the null hypothesis value is plausible. We then will fail to reject the null hypothesis. We don't have any evidence to say that what we're seeing or that the null hypothesis is incorrect. Now, if the null hypothesis value is not inside our confidence interval, that means that the value is not plausible and you can reject the null hypothesis. Now, again, as I said in the end of the last video, depending upon what type of impact you have and what the p-value is, you may want to decide which direction you want to go with that. But, it still works either way for the point, the getting points on the AP exam. And then just to reiterate, the confidence interval, a C percentage confidence interval will make the same decision as a two-sided test with a alpha value of 1 minus your confidence level. And that's one thing I think I forgot to do over here. I did. Notice how these add up to be 100%. Okay, and if you think about it, we're saying we have a 1% chance of rejecting this. Okay, well then we want to make sure we have 99% chance of capturing it. And so there's the connection there. All right. So we are going to talk about, for your check your understanding, we're going to talk about helium balloons. There's a flyer, BroadwayPartyRental.com is giving or selling 18-inch helium balloons, and they say they fly on average for 32 hours. So we get 50 of them, because why not? And we record how long they fly. So we would like to know the actual mean flight time differs from the advertised 32 hours. Again, since it says differs, that means we don't care if it's above or below. We just want to know, is it different? So that means it's going to be a two-sided test, or you could use a confidence interval for that. State an appropriate pair of hypotheses. Oh, I forgot to say hit pause. Come on back. We'll talk about it. Now, let's get back to what we were doing. State an appropriate pair of hypotheses for the significance test. Be sure to define the parameter. The parameter is the mean is the true value of flight time of all 18-inch helium balloons from Broadway Party Rentals. My null hypothesis is we're going to say that the mean is actually 32 hours. And the alternative hypothesis is that it's not 32 hours. Now, a 95% confidence interval for the mean flight time in hours was built to be this, from 28.5 to 31.4. Based on this interval, what is your conclusion for a test of hypotheses in number 1, given the fact that we have an alpha value of 5%? Because the null hypothesis value of 32 hours is not contained in the 95% confidence interval, we would reject the null hypothesis at 5%. So then actually we could go off and say, so that's the conclusion, yeah. So then we would say, let's take this one step further. So the mean flight time for Broadway Party Rental balloons is not 32 hours. Ta-da. Okay. So I'm guessing you may have a quiz now. Next thing, and then we're going to just wrap up all of our significance testing and confidence intervals. We're going to start talking about difference of means and means of differences, and then we're done. 2 units left after that. So I will see you in a bit.